So this isn't the video I thought I was going to make. It's certainly not the ship I thought I was going to be working on. Found this in a local craft shop. A bunch of others, all different designs. So I like the fact that they've got screws in them, so you can actually take it apart, and the scales on there as well. But the scales obviously a little large for 28mm, but I still kind of liked it, and it's not too far out in that the figures don't look too bad next to it. My plan obviously was to take those wheels off and turn this into some sort of flying, almost like a tour bus sort of idea. I wanted to get some wings on there. See if we could get some sort of like clunky looking space tourer together. This was the first set of wings on there. I thought, no, that's probably not enough. You can see some old plastic wheel hubs there as the rear jet engine covers. Some marker pen lids as the main engines with glue lids sort of like tucked inside those to create that kind of double baffling that's in there. Added some extra wings on the back there. Got some ladders on there that really kind of give it a sense of scale, and that was going really well. And then I got distracted. No, look, okay, I'm going to get back to that. I'll get back to that another time. Okay, so yeah, a little grabber on the front. That'll go in nicely. Worked up a lot of detail on the underside there. That was a lot of fun to do. You can see there's some fairy liquid bottle tops there. It's the front engines with those cool little detailed bits that you find in haberdashery stores. Masking the canopy because I'm obviously going to spray prime this, and I wanted to make sure I didn't get anything covering that. So you can see there, that was my first little experiment with it, and it kind of worked. And what I'm using there is just PVA and maybe a little bit of Mod Podge mixed together. I'd done a test on another piece of plastic and it had pulled away clear. I think I was just a little too messy in the application here, and it went up to a little too far up the sides of the window frames around that. But you'll see when that comes away later on. So it was just a case of creating a thin layer over the top of the plastic, and it dries kind of like that. I think a thinner application works. You can see it almost looks like cellophane over the top of the windscreen wipers there. Obviously those rubber electrical wires, they're going to need covering with PVA before priming, otherwise the primer ends up feeling sticky afterwards. As an aside, this wasn't the first vehicle I'd worked on, so I've been doing some sort of Gasland style vehicles for another game idea, tabletop game idea. You can see the 1 in 72 figures here that I'm using, and these started to work out pretty cool, and I think this is where the notion of this flying tour bus came from. So this is the mask on the windows after the priming, and you get to see the first little one come away, which it does really nicely on that one there. Using a cocktail stick here to pull the rest away, just in case it touches the plastic and I don't want to scratch it, whereas a scalpel blade will leave a pretty nasty scratch on that plastic. obviously trying to cut down the edge so it's not too bad, but you can see there where it's pulled the edge away and left a white mark, literally the opposite of what I wanted to happen there. Maybe I can get this to work on future projects. It's a bit hit and miss in places. That piece didn't come away as nicely as I'd hoped, but it all came away, and with a cotton bud and some soapy water I imagine I can get all that plastic back up to be nice and clear. So this was the finished article. The ladders really do make a sense of all the scale, I think, and those were just some sort of like clips, cable ties. I'll show you those in another short video at some point. I went through a whole process of trying to figure out how to make scale ladders, but that'll definitely be a video of its own. And this is it. Minigun style thing at the front there, kind of really adds to it. Ideal for space trucking around the galaxy. Of all the spaceships that I've got in the works, this is probably the most lo-fi, made in the garage looking version. All of them are probably going to have that aesthetic. I mean, that's the nature of scratch building some of this stuff, but and the joy of ships like the Millennium Falcon. But this is, yeah, where my favourite aesthetic kind of really comes through in something small like this that looks like it's been rebuilt and rebuilt and rebuilt over and over again. The figures give a sense of the scale there. Sprayed some of the spray primer into a little plastic cup, enough to get a little liquid residue there, and then just used a brush and touched up those infills. This actually worked a lot better than I'd hoped. I didn't seem to get any on the plastic glass. I just didn't think my hands would have been steady enough. Obviously there's going to be some more 28mm ships coming soon. And I think that's about it for this build, but it came together pretty well. So cheers, see you next time. Like and subscribe. If you have any questions about the build, ask in the comments, leave a comment anyway. I'll try and answer any questions best I can. Cheers now. But what if I fitted this into a larger ship? I mean,